yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Hey, what's up, Orlando? What is up, Harry Buffalo? What is up, wake sports enthusiasts? What is up, legends? Good to be here. Good to see all y'all. Hey, we're going to be getting things started for tonight's Wakeboarding Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up here in just about 10 or 15 minutes. So we want to invite you all to please start making your way inside of the establishment and please start finding your seats. I know there's a lot of reserved tables up here as well as upstairs. So hang tight, guys. We'll be back in just a few moments with a few more announcements. Thanks. Yeah, what's up? All right, there we go. Hey, what is up, Orlando? Harry Buffalo, wake sports, towed water sports enthusiasts, legends, Hall of Famers. Folks, we are just minutes away from getting rocking and rolling with tonight's Wakeboarding Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Please make your way into the room. Please find your seats. I know we've got reserved tables for some of y'all, some standing room in back as well. But please come on in here, guys. We're going to get rocking and rolling. We are going to celebrate the induction of the 2019, 2020, and 2021 classes of the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame. Just so you all know, we are currently live right now on YouTube. You can spread the word, spread the message. Let your friends and family know they can go to the WWA's YouTube page online or on your smartphone devices, and you guys can tune into this show live. So once again, please let your friends and families know. We've got a schedule of events coming up here for tonight. Let's take a look at it real quick here on the big screen. As you can see, guys, we're going to be honoring the entire class of 2019. From there, we move on to the 2020 inductees. We're going to go on to the 2021 induction ceremony, and then we're going to bring up all of our honorees right up here onto stage. We're so excited, glad to have all y'all here in the house with us. Please start making your way inside of Harry Buffalo. Find a seat, find your table somewhere upstairs or at the back of the bar. We're going to get started here in just a few minutes. Thanks, y'all. Oh, yeah.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Yeah. Hey, once again, all y'all, if we could please get all of our friends and families to please find your seat so we can get tonight's ceremony started here. We have over 22 inductees for tonight's ceremony, so we are asking if you guys could please find a seat right now, either upstairs or downstairs or at the bar. We're going to get tonight's show rolling here in just a few moments, but please find yourself a seat right now, and we thank you very much.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's you. That's all of you. We're live. We are on YouTube, my friends. We've got the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame induction ceremony getting set to start here in about 7 minutes or so. If we can get all of y'all hanging out here at the bar. It's kind of hard for me to say that, though, because I don't want to tell the legends what to do, but listen up, legends. Find a seat. There's food upstairs as well as down here, but there's plenty of tables still left upstairs. We've got some room down here as well. Guys, please find a seat. We got folks watching from around the world on YouTube, so please get into position, get into a seat, and we're going to get started here in just under 10 minutes. Thanks.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
All right, all right, all right. What is up, Orlando? What is up, water sports industry, wake fans? How you feeling tonight? Let me hear you make some noise out there. All right. So I recommend that you find a seat like right now. We got plenty of room still upstairs, so please get to a spot. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get tonight's event started. We again want to thank all of you guys and welcome you out here to Harry Buffalo for the 7th Wakeboarding Hall of Fame induction ceremony. But tonight is going to be extra special. Tonight, not only do we honor the folks for 2021, but as you know, we've had a couple of rough seasons here. 2020, of course, 2019, Surf Expo canceled. We didn't get to do the induction ceremony. So tonight is the night that we honor folks. Over 22 inductees are going to be getting honored here tonight. I do want to let you guys know we are being live streamed on the WWA's YouTube page. You can send that message or spread that word to friends and family all around the world. We are live right now. So what's up to you guys watching us live on YouTube? We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank the crew from Centurion Boats and Liquid Force for putting in a bunch of money to make tonight happen. Give it up for Centurion Boats and Liquid Force, everybody. Now, if you would like to support the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame, the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, you can make a tax-deductible donation at wakeboardinghalloffame.com. And that website is going to change soon, but you can make a donation right now, right there, wakeboardinghalloffame.com. The Wakeboarding Hall of Fame was founded in 2014 by Tommy Phillips. And again, tonight we are going to be honoring the 7th class along with the past 2 classes, so 3 classes all together. We got a lot of stuff. I'm not going to keep you too long, but like right now, let's bring up somebody very special onto the stage. He is the president of the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame and a living legend himself. Make some noise for Mike Weddington.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming out. This is such a special event for us. We've not seen any of you guys in so long. We're going to make 2019 respect 2020 and induct the new class of 21. So I'm so grateful that you all made it out. I'm so glad we are all here together under one roof as a Wake family. And I don't know if you guys saw behind me or not, but we got a name upgrade to the Wake Sports Hall of Fame. We're going to be now honoring all sideways stance towed sports. And we're so excited to be partnered with the WWA on this. So I hope if you're not with us here in the family, you're home live streaming on the WWA YouTube channel or on the Ride Line app. And I just thank each and every one of you. I hope I get to talk to every single person tonight. Let's honor and preserve the history of wake sports, and let's do it right now.
Keep it going, everybody, for Mr. Mike Weddington. All right, we've got a lot of inductees to go over tonight, and we're going to be hearing a lot of speeches. Good old JB, Jeff Barton, he wrote me a history book, and I'm going to read it all. Before we get into it, though, guys, like I mentioned, not only are we honoring the 2021 inductees, but we're also honoring the past 2 years before that as well. And we're going to kick it off with 2019 Wake Sports Hall of Fame inductees. Before we talk a little bit more about that, let's check out a sweet video. Then we're back. All right, guys. We're going to start with our first inductee from 2019, Thomas Herrell. Thomas Herrell was honored with his induction ceremony back in February of 2020 at the WSIA Summit in the Snow in Squaw Valley, California. But let's give him another warm welcome to the Pioneering Hall of Fame member himself. Please make some noise for Thomas Herrell. Unfortunately, Thomas couldn't be here with us tonight, and I will tell you, I was there when he accepted this honor back in 2020 out in California, and it was a great speech, and I'm sure he would be honored to be here with us today. But with that being said, we're going to move on to our next 2019 Hall of Fame inductee. Soft-spoken while supremely confident, this next inductee let her riding do all the talking throughout her career. Her beginning in wake sports was humble. Already passionate about skateboarding, her first towed water sports experience was on an original Scurfer behind her father's Boston Whaler. She caught on quickly and by age 13 was beginning to compete in local contests where she caught the eye of team manager Rich Goforth, who had already put together a team of the sport's best and most stylish riders. She began to train with this crew, and her ascension to the sport's elite quickly accelerated. Already riding with an inherent element of style, grabbing, poking, and spinning, her don't be scared mental approach served her well when it came to learn new moves, but it wasn't a simple gung-ho approach to riding where just one throws caution to the wind. Rather, it was an analytical one where she tried to break down the dynamics of each move into what needed to be done and how she could best position herself to be successful. This pragmatic approach saw her blossom as a rider as she pushed women's riding into new territory by being the first to bring such moves as the Pete Rose, slob front to fakie, 540 spins, and rail riding. She was the only female rider invited to the inaugural slider competition called the Carnival, and her image graced the cover of Wakeboarding magazine and Loose Wake Skating. Her competitive accomplishments include an X Games bronze medal, a win at the Orlando Pro Tour stop, and an IWWF World Championship. Please help us in welcoming into the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Leslie Kent. And presenting Corey Wilson from the WWA.
Thank you. Thanks, Dano. Okay, I got it. Okay. Tonight is a very special moment for me. I sincerely thank the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame for nominating me and honoring me with a place in their Hall of Fame. I'm so proud to be a part of this incredible organization. Wakeboarding was my world. Back when I first started landing tricks in the early 90s, I never could make it as far as I did in the sport. I never could have imagined making it as far as I did in the sport. What kept me going were my talented and fearless friends who I rode with, my family who were always there to support me from the sidelines, my sponsors who stood behind me and enabled me to pursue my dreams, and my amazing fans who cheered me on with so much enthusiasm. The spirit of wakeboarding wasn't about winning competitions. It was about friends and pushing each other to do things that haven't been done before. Trophies can be stuck in the past, but friendships are something we can take with us for a lifetime. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going. Get louder for Leslie Kent! Congratulations, Leslie. All right, on to our next inductee. I take photos and raise kids. A simplistic self-description by our latest inductee that belies the huge impact he's made in wakeboarding. With his photography, equipment, and artistic eye, he's captured some of the greatest athletes in wake sports over the last 25 years and produced some of the most iconic images of the greatest moments in our sport. He once said, "Photography became my way to express the way I see people, our environment, and the way we move through it." This is how our next inductee describes the process of his work, a minimalist description for his unique and eye-catching work. Not content to simply capture, he set out to exemplify both the greatness of the athlete and the unique beauty of the environment they were working within. He experimented with virtually all the production elements, from time-lapse, exposure, the placement of slave flashes, the time of day they would shoot, wardrobe, and accessories. If it could be manipulated, this inductee would try it through his photography. Much like the athletes, he was always pushing to progress and evolve. And athletes coveted the opportunity to work with him, that's no doubt. They knew he'd not just produce sharp photos, but that he would make them look phenomenal. The magazines all loved him as well, as his top-notch professionalism coexisted with his friendly, easygoing demeanor. He was the co-founder of The Standard, a wake publication with decidedly stylish and artistic foundation. His images have won various best of competitions, and himself is a multiple-time Photographer of the Year. And now, we are proud to induct him into this Wake Sports Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Josh Letchworth! And guys, unfortunately, Lechy isn't here with us today, but we did get some video content that he sent us, and you should all check out.
Action. Good morning, everybody, from Torch Lake, Michigan. We're up here for a Mastercraft shoot. I'm so sorry I can't be there in person tonight. I really wish I was, because I know there's some amazing faces and people that I'd love to connect with. But this is kind of a testament to what wakeboarding's done for my life, and I'm still out here 25 years later, pushing the button on the water first thing in the morning, and I'm so grateful for that. So I'm honored to receive this induction to the Wakeboard Hall of Fame. It's been a wild ride over the 25 years. A huge thank you, first and foremost, to all the riders. I feel like I was so lucky to live in a town to where I had access to all these amazing athletes, and all the times just rapping on their door at 6 a.m. and pushing them to get out in the water and to get the sunrise, and asking them to do trick after trick over and over. It's like, and then for them to just trust me with that was such a gift. So very grateful for that, and a huge thank you to the editors at Wakeboarding Magazine. I feel like they gave me a chance early on when I brought so many sleeves of slides into them and threw them on the light table when quite honestly my first images were pretty crap, and they just kept giving me a chance over and over. So I just so appreciate that. Seth Olson, one of the first art directors I worked with, Kevin Michael, just so much love for you, just constantly saying yes to having me shoot so many amazing things. And I want to say thank you to Don Wallace, because Don Wallace was one of the first persons that gave me a chance and took me in under his wing for Liquid Force, and which really kind of catapulted my, willingness to, actually have a career in wakeboarding. So thank you all so much. I'm honored that I'm able to be a part of a Hall of Fame. I never dreamed I'd have such a chance to do that. So thank you. Sorry I can't be there in person. I love you guys. Peace out.
Keep it going for Lechy, everybody. Josh Letchworth. Hey, guys, I know we're having a great time, and I just wanted to say let's do our best to pay respect to all of these athletes. You guys can try to keep it down a little bit more for some of these folks up here. It's a big night for them. I know it's a big party as well, and we appreciate you guys for being here. We're going to move forward on to our next inductee for 2019. One could suggest our next inductee to the Wake Sports Hall of Fame proclaimed his arrival as a leader in the sport with his Junior Men's World Championship in 1995. But those in tune had long had his name on the radar as one to watch in wakeboarding by then. Not content to simply execute moves, this rider aspired to make his riding look unique. Whether getting his body nearly parallel to the water with his aggressive edging, or his innate sense of visual awareness displayed with his dynamic bag of grabs, there was no one who could ever emulate his style with accuracy. While he went on to have a solid career in the pro ranks, having ridden in premier events like the X Games and Gravity Games multiple times, he was also pushing progression in free riding, being a true pioneer when it came to jibbing obstacles and rails. His evolutionary riding called for product innovation, and he, along with shaping guru Jimmy Redmond, are credited with creating the first functional tri-fin board, which rocked the industry. His long-standing relationship with Correct Craft also gave him input to boat design, helping change the shape of wakes and pushing forward the moves that could be done behind the boats. He was revered by his fans who hungered to watch his newest video section or coveted time with him in person on his many trips across America. In 2013, he received the Legend Award from Wakeboarding Magazine and was also cited as one of the top 10 most influential riders of all time in our sport. We're honored to welcome into the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Mr. Greg Nekrasin!
Let's give it up for COVID. All right, I was going to say let's give it up for Letchworth one more time for making all the riders always look good. So, but it's an honor just to be a part of this and even nominated. And for all the people that from the last 2-3 years are finally being inducted, is just to be a part of that is amazing. And to be a part of this sport and grow and learn from everyone, it's just an honor. So I just want to thank everybody that supported me, my dad, my mom, definitely Liquid Force, and it's cool to be now, the trip's being re-released 25 years later with the iconic graphic. So Jimmy and Tony and Don and Aaron and all the guys at Nautiques, Rip Curl. So anyway, you guys have a good night. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well-deserved, Greg Nekrasin. As we move on, this next inductee started out as a simple college kid trying to get a pull. Good fortune would smile upon him as he connected with a crew of progressive riders in Orlando, and together they began to push the sport. His vision went beyond the simple wake, and he began to dream of building new terrain to experience with. Already skilled with power tools, he began conceptualizing kickers, rails, and fun boxes and set out to construct them by hand for he and his friends to enjoy. His creations quickly became popular, and before long, he helped organize and produce the Carnival, the first ever slider-only contest, which opened the door for a new era in wake sports. Contest and event organizers began reaching out to him and contracted him to build some of the best and biggest rails of the day. At the same time, the Carnival gave him the idea of creating a wakeboarding-specific training facility that emphasized on promoting rail and obstacle riding, and before long, the projects opened. Began to evolve wakeboarding and wake skating to levels, well, we still see today. He was soon recognized as being a leader in progressing the direction of wake sports and where we were headed. He also recognized that cable systems would be hugely impactful, and his presence was felt in this element of the industry as well. He first installed cables at the projects, which was a huge success. He then broadened his outreach and co-created Waypoint Parks, a company that designs, installs, and promotes cable parks across the world. All along, it's been his passion for riding that's fueled his fire. We enthusiastically welcome into the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Pat Panacos. And we got a video for Pat Panacos.
Hey, thank you so much, Dano. Thank you, Hall of Fame. I wish I could be there with you guys tonight. I want to say what an honor this is to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. It's unbelievable. You know, when you put your whole life, your passion, your blood, your sweat, your tears into something, into an industry, into all the projects we did, and you get recognized like this, it's a big deal for me. And I want to say that there's no way that I could have done what we did in the sport without the help of everyone who was around me. All my projects guys, Pointless guys, my Ronex Radar family, my sponsors from Sessions, and man, honestly, it's a blessing. And I thank the Lord for everything that He's put in front of my path and the opportunities He gave me. And of course, my wife, if I didn't have her by my side, always telling me, yeah, go do it, you can do it, I don't think I would have had the strength to do it. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. Have fun tonight. Thank you so much for this award. It is absolutely amazing.
Guys, give it up for Pat Panacos! Congratulations, Pat. All right, our next inductee, a legend within the sport, would be a fitting description for our next inductee. But even more fitting might be that he's a hero for all wake sports. No one did more for this sport during its infancy, and he stayed supportive, dedicated, and hyper involved in wakeboarding for more than 30 years. And this very Hall of Fame owes a great debt of gratitude for the effort he puts in to establishing and maintaining this organization. His resume is chock full of industry first and groundbreaking achievements. Having opened his first retail slalom ski store in 1981, this inductee came across the first production wakeboard from Australia manufacturer and is credited with the first consumer direct board sale back in 1982. A visionary in consumer trends, he saw the future potential in this new sport and got behind it 100%. In the mid-1980s, he organized and hosted the first ski board competition and began hosting one-off events for the next few years. In 1992, he took the sport another giant step forward when he helped formally organize the World Ski Board Association and held the first WWA Wakeboard World Championships later that summer. Well, the WWA is still recognized as the sport's sole governing body, and the WWA Worlds are the most prestigious event a pro athlete can win still today. He is truly admired and respected by all for his relentless pursuit of trying to make every experience the best it could possibly be. There's never been a more fitting induction than for this man himself. Welcome into the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Tommy Phillips. Folks, Tommy was honored with his induction ceremony back in February of 2020 at the WSIA Summit in the Snow in Squaw Valley, California. But let's do it one more time. He's watching us live on webcast. Give it up for a pioneering Hall of Fame member, Tommy Phillips. On to our next inductee. It was more than 50 years ago that this inductee began his quest to affect the world of towed water sports. Having traveled from his native Germany to Holland on vacation, he satisfied a bucket list item by learning to water ski. A mechanical engineer by trade, he was instantly afflicted with the desire to ski more, which started the wheels of invention spinning within his head. Recognizing the obstacle of having no boat access at home, he began to examine his threshing machines used on his family's farm, trying to figure out how its engine and cables could be used to create a system to pull a skier. His first rudimentary system proved successful, allowing him to go one lap at a time around his local lake. He then undertook a more progressive challenge, inventing the system that would allow a rope and handle to continue along his rectangular cable system without the need to stop and reset. Then came the inspired notion of having multiple tow lines in use at once, followed the innovation of detaching and connecting the tow line while the cable was still in motion. Fast forward to today, where his company has continued its 5 decades of product innovation, such as the modern 2-tower cable system. In total, his company bears the name that has built nearly 300 cable systems in 45 countries, introducing the world of towed water sports to a dynamic audience that otherwise would have never experienced the thrill of shredding on the water while gripping a handle. The doors of the Wake Sports Hall of Fame are open wide as we welcome this inductee, Mr. Bruno Rixon. Sadly, Bruno passed away in November of 2020, but what better place to honor him than this weekend right here in Orlando during the WWA's Wake Park World Championships. Everyone, please raise your drinks in the air right now. One more time to Bruno Rixon. All right, this is our final inductee of 2019. Our next inductee, hey y'all. Hey y'all. If you guys could lower your voices just a little bit in honor of these inductees, we'd appreciate it so much. All right, our next inductee was a major influence as one of the pioneering influences in wakeboarding. While active in the competitive arena as shown by his participation and the inaugural World Championships in Hawaii back in 1991, this rider shaped wakeboarding through his snowboarder influence and the insistence on riding with style. He coined the phrase, "Grab it, don't slap it." It loosely translated to mean, if it's worth doing right. He's credited with the first successful grabbed 360, showing his willingness to practice what he preached. He introduced some of his snowboarding sponsors to wakeboarding, an early example of his constant efforts towards growing the industry. He was also on the pioneering front lines when it came to building rails and sliders, and was considered to be ahead of his time in this area. He was a perpetual road warrior and put his style of riding before an international audience. In the States, he was seen as one of the sport's first renegades, pushing back against the ski-dominated industry participants, and was widely embraced for his staunch position. By the late 90s, he had already been over to Japan 7 times as both a featured rider and as a coach, and he influenced an entire wakeboarding culture who up until then was not deeply entrenched in the towed water sports scene. He was also busy on the boat show circuit for many seasons, and during the seasonal months, he created and promoted clinics across North America intended to bring more and more and more people out on the water. His dedication to growing wakeboarding has had an everlasting impact, and we're proud to have him joining us as an inductee in the Wake Sports Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Smith!
Yeah. Get it, Andy. So, I've been living out in Montana the last 10 years, and I think that place just about polished off any ego I had left, and then you guys brought me in here to this. So there are a lot of people to thank, obviously 30 plus years in this, but you know, you can all relax. I got this hawk just half up right now. So I do appreciate this recognition. Waterboarding is a lot of fun. I still can't honestly believe you guys finally gave me a podium that I didn't have to poach. And now you're stuck listening to me for a minute. So as my boy CC Roberts said, sorry about that. So sorry for you. Anyways, I can tell you this was not an easy road creating a career out of free riding in the 1900s. It was anything but lucrative and challenged every bit of my being. This industry chewed me up and spit me out so many times, I consider myself fully wake masticated. That's a big word for me. When we were in Hawaii in 1991 deciding what to name this sport, water ski boarding, no. This was a board sport to me. So waterboarding is a much more fitting term in my opinion. Am I right? Isn't this torture? This is torture. But seriously, riding on water is really fun, and that's what I've always gone back to. Ride for yourself, meaning by making your riding the most fun it can be for you, you're inherently doing your part to advance the sport. And as Danny Larson said, let's keep snowboarding confusing to those who can't understand activities that let everyone be a winner. The same could be said for wake. Thoreau said, if a plant cannot live according to its nature, it dies, and so a man. I'd like to thank everyone that helped me make this career of life learning in wake my reality. From my first sponsor, Tom Carter of Thruster, to my years There he is. TC is in the house. To my years with Wake Tech, Dragon Optical, Free Motion, Volcom, NBN, Mutiny, Concrete, G. Bradley Jones of Gravity Films, Artie Kriebel and Jerry Dugan with Fall Line Films, and all the great friends I've made and who've supported me, especially when we didn't always see eye to eye. Eric Schmaltz, Scott Byerly, Greg Nelson, Billy McCaffrey, Dwayne Payshaw, Thomas Herrell, all the Shetlers, my Japan family across, all my Discovery Bay brothers, One-Armed Nick Wilson, Rich Facciano, Biscuit, B, Two Dicks, LV, DR, Franzen, and Rodrigo. All the homies we've lost, Corey Crout, who has been pulling strings all these years, Sabelle of Riding High, P-Town, rest in peace, brothers. So many people to thank. Wendy, Chad, and Woody from Boards in Motion, 118 Board Shop. My brother Aaron Burns, who spotted that first scurfer and challenged me. Prysock, Calvert, Scott Davis, Scott Joby, Al Gardemaker, Derry Malloy, who are still here since the beginning, supporting my dreams all these years later. Homies that drove the boats and kept me fed. My great friends that came for this and from this, the Florida family. Cece, Scott, Ryan, Rich, Laz, Wes in the fucking house. Gator, and all you guys who got me and accepted this crazy guy with open arms. Of course, my mom, dad, and my amazing daughter, Tenzin Adeline, who is my everything. My gratitude to the water ski industry for all the challenges and disagreements. You helped to raise me strong and resilient by offering challenging my values and beliefs. My hope is water sports continues to recognize that the diversity in the sport is where the strength and longevity lies. But definitely keep it interesting and attainable for people worldwide. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Mike Weddington, Tommy, Chris, Buffalo, Jim E., and everyone at the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame. It's truly outstanding to me that there is finally an entity recognizing and giving a voice to the true roots of wakeboarding. It will be interesting to see if this can help bring this sport back to its true potential, an activity where riders ride for themselves to better the act of riding and nothing less. So the next generation can know and have real pride in their history. If you can, please give to this cause before water skiers monopolize it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, wow. Hey, really quick, I want to ask you guys just 1 second. Bring it down. You guys in here are doing awesome. Thank you. Up top, in the back, let's bring it down a little bit. Just out of respect. These guys, these girls, they've worked hard. Let's take a moment to honor them. I know we're in a bar. Ryan, thank you. And I know the level's going to get back up there again, but let's just bring it down just a little bit. Cool? No? Didn't work. Hey, let's get really loud, and then we're going to get quiet. Are you guys ready? Let's make some noise! All right, bring it down. That kind of worked. Hold strong. Thank you, everybody. Hall of Fame, Dano, let's keep going.
All right, thanks, guys. Sean Murray, ladies and gentlemen, we'll hear more from him. Remember, when Sean's hand goes up, your mouths go shut. We're going to move on to our 2020 inductees. This next inductee was the lone Australian pro rider to make it to the States in the early days of wakeboarding. His passion was ignited on New Year's Day in 1991 when he took his first trip around the cable park near his home. He quickly committed to pursuing the sport, first becoming a dedicated cable rider who eventually began doing off jobs at the park to offset the costs of riding. He learned the nuances of operating the system and worked his way into head cable operator and facility manager's positions. Concurrently, his riding was getting better and better and better, and soon he became recognized as Australia's leading cable park rider, innovating moves such as the S-bend, a move so versatile that it's applied in cable wakeboarding, boat wakeboarding, and even kiteboarding. He was also incredibly skilled behind the boat, and in 1993, he relocated to the States and immersed himself in the wakeboarding hotbed of southern Florida. His impact was felt immediately as people were blown away by the high-flying visual of the S-bend and his rock-solid arsenal of tech maneuvers. He had a successful pro riding career marked by event wins and his own signature pro model boards with 2 different companies. After several years in wake, he shifted his ambition and motivation to kiteboarding industry, where once again, he became one of the sport's premier athletes in creating a signature well-known brand and producer of boards, kites, and soft goods. In 2014, he was original board member of the directors of the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame and served for 4 years before going back to the land down under. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to your next Wake Sports Hall of Fame member, Shannon Bass. Yeah, unfortunately, Shannon can't be here with us tonight, and that's a bummer because he probably would have given an amazing speech. But you know he's watching us live on YouTube through the WWA's live stream right now. So everybody, let's make some noise for him one more time. What's up, Shannon Bass? Give it up for him, everyone. All right, this next inductee definitely lived by the simple credo, follow your dreams. In all elements of what he contributed to wakeboarding, he did exactly that. In the early 90s, he was working for Lockheed Martin, a profession he didn't love, but allowed him to pursue his passion for riding. He began showing up at random wake events throughout North America, and in 1992, Tommy Phillips and Todd Weatherhill recognized this man's drive and invited him to the U.S. Open in Colorado and gave him a sponsorship through Tommy's shop. There he met Jimmy Redmond, who invited him to join Wake Tech, the first wake-only manufacturer in the towed water sports scene. During his riding career, he enjoyed a third-place finish in men's one at the 1993 Worlds and followed that up with a second-place finish in '94. His skills as a rider found him on the cover of Water Ski magazine shortly thereafter. He recognized during wakeboarding's early days that the sport was without a definitive direction. He dreamt of making certain that he influenced it properly, taking riding away from the 3-event skiing influence and imparted the need to ride with style and intent. He began to amass a legendary stable of team riders who all shared the same philosophy and pointed the industry in the direction it still heads today. That team included 6 riders who went on to become Hall of Fame inductees themselves, and it's an honor to have this man join our crew in the Wake Sports Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Goforth!
All right, I've been warned to keep this short because everybody knows about my big mouth and how much I love to talk. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. There were a lot of people in this industry long before I got here. And I have to mention the Dirty Dozen. If you don't know who they are, you should know. You should also know Tommy Phillips and Todd Weatherhill. Also Pat and Stacy McElhaney, Tom Carter, and all the people that threw the grassroots tournaments. I want to give it up to Jimmy Redmond for putting up and giving my guidance and understanding when I was a big pain in the ass. I want to thank my mother, and I want to thank my triple threat of Scott Byerly, Eric Gator Lutgert, and Andrea Gayton, and everybody knows who they are. I also want to thank each and every rider I worked with and let you know that I am the most blessed man in the world to coach any of you guys that I coached. Thank you very much.
Keep it going, Rich, go forth, ladies and gentlemen! For this next Hall of Fame inductee, South Floridian ocean surfing roots have shined brightly throughout his wakeboarding career spanning back to the early 1990s. He made his first big splash at the 1992 Wakeboarding World Championships in Denver. He and the other members of wakeboarding's Dirty Dozen battled it at the most prestigious wakeboard contest of the time, where he finished third in the big air competition, thus beginning his reputation as a hard charger with an iconic go big style. He was an innovative rider, being the first to introduce the batwing to the sport's arsenal of successfully completed moves. His riding was also noted for its surfing-influenced essence of flow and style. This inductee has also been on the pioneering edge of various types of riding. He was one of the first riders to see the importance of straps on a wakeboard, something he learned experimenting with toe-in surfing, huge north swells in South Florida. He was influential in the early years of cable riding, where he learned to load the board's edge for maximum projection off the obstacles and in the turns. He was also among the pioneers of foil boarding, again, something he adapted from his surfing pursuits. He's also been constantly focused on sharing his knowledge with others and an integral member of the staff at Tommy's Slalom Shop in South Florida, where he enjoyed discussing board designs with anyone from customers in the shop to design techs at the leading manufacturers in the industry. He also spent plenty of time in the boat sharing his vast knowledge with hundreds of students looking to improve their riding. He's left an indelible mark on the wakeboarding world. Please welcome to the stage, Scott Harwood!
Thank you, everybody. No, it's all good. You guys can talk. It's just me, Scott. But I appreciate this award very much. Deeply honored. I never expected anything like this before in my life. I didn't expect the whole wakeboard thing, actually. What the fuck, you know? How did we do this shit? It's like now we're here and we're celebrating something we did a long time ago. I didn't make any kind of speech. I don't know what the hell to say. But I need to really thank a lot of people for putting me here, because I didn't do this by myself, obviously. And I really just want to thank my mother, my father, Frank and Linda, my unbelievable son, Leon, and obviously Tommy Phillips. He created this thing here. And we wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for him. But also I met him 30 years ago, and he was I mentored him. He was a coach of mine, and I love him deeply. He's a phenomenal person, and I wish he was here tonight. Like I said, I don't know what the hell to say up here. You know, this is weird to me. I don't like this, but that's, you know, this is what it is. But thank you. I feel privileged and honored, deeply honored and humbled to be with all these amazing people. Though a lot of them are younger than me, I looked up to them, you know. like you, Parks. I remember you're a little boy. I love that shit. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, everybody. I would like to dedicate this to somebody, though. A couple of my really good friends and training partners, lifelong friends. I'd like to dedicate this to Todd Rissacker and a good friend of mine, Robin New, who was the founder of New Wake Skates. Very close friends of mine, lifelong friends, and I wouldn't be standing here without them. So thank you, everybody. I love you all.
Scott Harwood, ladies and gentlemen. On to our next inductee. All right, hey guys, if you can bring it down just a little bit and respect the inductees, we would appreciate it like a whole lot. Thanks, y'all. Here we go. Hey, Harry Buffalo. If you guys could just bring it down a little bit. Thanks, you guys. All right, having a fellow Hall of Famer growing up under the same roof had to be a natural advantage for our next inductee. Her family was passionate about water sports, and from the very first time she could hold the handle, she was given the chance to take a pull. And her standard boat set was the pinnacle of performance at the time. It was a Super Air Nautique with the biggest engine weighed down with as much ballast as possible, and her riding partners were equally as prominent as she honed her wake skills riding daily with the likes of Gator, Byerly, Brandon Meek, Sarah Klein, among so many others who also went on to become legends in the sport. She was progressive with her training methods off the water and was evolutionary with her introducing new moves to pro competition. She is considered one of the first female riders to use extensive trampoline training, learning and perfecting new moves on land before taking them to the water. In competition, she's credited in being the first female rider to land a tantrum in competition, and went on to be one of the few women to ever land a tantrum to blind and a Moby Dick as well. She was also known for her hard charging on the rails and could slide with the best of them. She combined her skills on the board with her passion for travel and hit the road, being a mainstay on the women's pro scene in North America and Europe, with 2 X Games appearances and a European Wakeboard Tour Championship being among her highlights. Please give a warm welcome to our newest Hall of Fame inductee, Kristin Buster Luker. All right!
I didn't know there was going to be a speech, but I feel very blessed to be in the wakeboarding world, and I'd like to say thank you to my brother, who's been a mentor for me, and also a lot of people I met in this world that have become lifelong friends, and I'm just happy that I helped push the sport of wakeboarding, and very honored to be nominated and accept this award. So thank you.
All right, congratulations, Kristin. This next inductee was part of a group of Central Florida friends who went on to become some of the most influential contributors to wakeboarding's history. He did the competition thing where he achieved solid results like a 3rd place in the men's 1 division at the 94 Nationals, but it was away from the competitive venue where this rider really made his impact felt. He did his part to progress the sport, innovating first off the wake, such as the Scarecrow and the OHH. But it was his vision for what could be done on rails, his craftsmanship skills, which allowed him to build those obstacles that set him apart. Equally as important was the courage he took into this new arena, where he frequently offered to be the test pilot for these new rails, a daunting task as they were pushing into new territory with no previous experience to learn from. Time and time again, he put his own safety on the line in the time of showing others the way to successfully negotiate these new riding terrains. People respected his heavy dedication to progression, no doubt. His craftsmanship also led to innovations like designing the first ever wake skate. Wake parks and competition series sought him out to build the latest and greatest obstacles to create the next great challenges in wakeboarding. He's been incredibly influential, and we are pleased to induct into the Wake Sports Hall of Fame a good friend of mine, BM Brandon Meek.
Hey, thank you. This is why we do what we did, because of the party, I'm pretty sure. And being a part of Wake Tech is nothing I could ever dreamed of. And I guess you guys know that by now. And Jimmy Redmond, I mean, to know these guys for over 20 years is amazing. So, and Gator and Byerly, I could have never have asked for anything better. And Rich Goforth. And Scott Moore brought correct half out of the no wake zone into the wake zone. And there's a million other people to thank, and the board of directors for the Wakeboard Hall of Fame, like Jim Emmons, Mike Weddington, Tommy Phillips, everybody. I mean, there's many other people, but I'm so appreciative, and this is awesome.
Everybody, whoa. Hey, I forgot to say, I want to thank one person. I had a little list of people, but I want to thank Jimmy Redmond at Liquid Force for providing me for the best boards on the most high performance boards on the planet, fact, to me. Seriously, Jimmy. No, it's not a plug. I'm a technical freak, so it's, no, I meant to mention you, Jimmy. Boards are sick.
Brother Scott Harwood, Brandon Meek, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep it going here. All right, folks, on to our next inductee, a legendary pioneer in the boat manufacturing market. Our next inductee's imprint has been indelibly left on the towed water sports marketplace. The company itself, being the longest family-owned boat manufacturer in North America, Correct Craft, was founded by his grandfather in 1925. He had a 52-year career, 20 of which were spent as the company's CEO. He started earnestly working in sales at his family's boat dealership located in Orlando, Florida, selling thousands of boats before moving into the company's headquarters. From there, he ascended internally through the corporate structure until landing in the leadership position he's best known for. He was in charge during the period that saw the largest expansion of the Nautique model line to best serve the towed water sports marketplace for all facets of water sports. His family heritage of construction always called for boats built one at a time with extreme attention paid to craftsmanship. He saw the unique hydrodynamic requirements of wakeboarding and wasn't shy about pushing designers to create innovations to further progress the sport of wakeboarding. The Nautique line of boats under his leadership were one of the first to incorporate such things as modified hull designs, internal ballast compartments, supercharged engines, and the iconic wakeboard tower, first developed and patented under his tenure. This inductee, along with a leading competitor, were the original founding members of the Water Sports Industry Association. He also envisioned and developed the Masters Water Ski and Wakeboard Tournament, the sport's most elite competition still operating today. He was also well known as a man of great faith, serving many national, international, religious philanthropies, ranging from local youth ministries all the way up to assisting Jerry Falwell with his international ministry efforts. Please welcome wakeboarding pioneer, innovator, and a Lifetime Achievement recipient, Walt Maloon.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the World Wake Sports Hall of Fame for this privilege of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's very gratifying. It's appreciated very much, and it brings back a lot of good memories, thoughts, and I would like to also thank the team that worked with me in Correct Craft over the years. I had a group of managers that served faithfully and loyally and was there during the 20 years that I operated as CEO of Correct Craft. And this really is for them and the employees. Would like to thank all of you again. This is a real privilege. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, moving on to our next inductee. Being recognized as the 8th most influential wakeboarder in the sport's history by Trans World Wake magazine speaks volumes. Our next inductee is worthy of such an accolade, having traversed the industry landscape like no other riders before him, and certainly no others since. His contributions came relatively unannounced with his inclusion in a K2 snowboarding film back in 1993, which included a segment of him showing his snowboard style while wakeboarding. This became the foundation of his profile through the years, always pushing to pay homage to the board sports revolution rather than simply being an athlete in a water skiing derivative. His riding was unique as well as his approach to the business side of the sport. He pushed to make everything look smooth, methodical, and stylish. As an overly adept spinner, he was versatile with his regular and switch approach to the wake, with very little distinction to his stronger side. He never shied away from being provocative, speaking his mind openly and critically regarding some of the directions he saw the sport heading. He was one of the first athletes who truly cultivated the anti-hero approach to making a name for himself, choosing to be a great free rider over a traveled contest athlete. He became the first rider to successfully launch his own wakeboard line. He canvassed the country with his team of riders on their come and ride tours, introducing countless newcomers to the sport. A drowning accident which cost team rider Corey Crout his life propelled this Hall of Famer to push for more life jacket wear, and he helped change the industry. After a successful career as a rider and proprietor, he managed a successful string of retail locations, and he still works in the industry today. Please welcome to the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, the legendary Greg Nelson. Unfortunately, Greg could not be here with us tonight, but he's watching us live on web stream. So what's up, Greg? Give it up for him one more time, everybody. Give it up for Greg Nelson. All right, I'm guessing this next one is going to be a favorite, no doubt. The nickname Insane for this next inductee is fitting in numerous ways. From his gravity-defying riding to his tremendous influence of essential hard goods all the way to his philanthropic outreach promoting the sport. As a rider, he's unmatched when it comes to longevity, having a career that spanned 2 decades of competition. He enjoyed titles along the way like Pro Tour Champion, inaugural board stock champion, French and Australian X Games gold medals, and X Games bronze in the States, and the America's Cup champion as well. His rock-solid consistency in competition was also a benefit for show skiing, and this inductee worked for years at Cypress Gardens, wowing the crowds of international travelers. In 2010, this inductee was recognized as one of the best when he was given the Wakeboarding Magazine's Legend Award for all of his contributions as a rider. He was tremendously influential when it came to the development of products to improve wakeboarding as well. He had his own signature wakeboard and also helped design many of the boards and binding systems of his sponsor's product line. His long-standing relationship as a boat company superstar athlete saw him influence all 3 generations of the X-Star hull design, thought to be some of the greatest advancements in the industry, and he's the co-patent holder of the SUR systems implemented on the X-Stars today. He also is the co-founder of Pass the Handle, a WSIA-endorsed annual campaign which he promotes introducing new people to towed water sports. We're proud to induct into the Wake Sports Hall of Fame the one and only Insane Zane Swink!
That's cool. All right. I'm sorry about the mask, guys, but I'm getting my knee surgery done in like a day or 2, so I gotta be careful. So I'm sorry about that. But if you need to know about a knee replacement, I'm your freaking guy, because it's amazing. I'm gonna start selling knee replacements out here. Anyway, I just want to start off and just say thank you. Thank you to Mike Weddington, Jim Emmons, Tommy Phillips, all the people who have taken their time. Sean Moore, you guys didn't have to do all this. Nobody had to do all this for the sport of wakeboarding, but you guys did. And for that, I am forever grateful, as we all are. I also want to thank, I feel like I'm yelling. I'll calm down a little bit, guys. I also want to thank the sport. You know, I was that goofy kid wearing gloves who couldn't reach down and grab his board, but I sure as hell had a good time. I always had a bar tab open, and I still do tonight. The damn Canadians always pulled me into the bar. I don't know. It was the best. But you guys, this sport is absolutely amazing, and you may not even know it. I got one of my favorite things about this sport was talking to some people that I had taught their kids how to wakeboard. And they told me how their family stopped looking at the iPad. They started looking at their brother and sister. They started helping their dad. They drove the boat. They had this whole family unit that became just so much stronger. And to me, this wakeboarding community is a family unit. I haven't seen many people here for 20 years. And holy crap, I got goosebumps popping through here just to see you all and to have an embrace with you and have a good time with you. You know, I don't know what we accomplished out there, but I know what we can accomplish. I see a group of young guys that are about Parks' age. When he first went to the bars with me, they may be older, but they look like they're 14. That's right. And all I want to tell you guys is that this group of people, they set the stage for you. You did. They went through the hard knocks of getting this sport to where it is now. You guys have to step up and take it to the next level. I'm not saying you aren't, because I sure as hell am not doing a double whatever the hell you are. Ain't happening. But I'm just saying, step up, recognize that the more you grow the sport, the more you lift up the people who support you, and the more we can all enjoy this sport all over the world. If there's anything I can say, that's it, guys. I love you, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
One more time for Zane Schwenk, everybody! That's a dude who knows how to party. All right, our final induction for the 2020 class has affected the sport of wakeboarding in a myriad of ways. From an athlete to advocate, this rider's dedication has led him to many levels of industry success. He's also been monumentally impactful with the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame itself, and has once again left a positive impression of his impact. As an athlete, this rider was a fan favorite due to his technical riding and colorful personality. His popularity grew with his exposure through frequent appearances in print publications like Wakeboarding Magazine and Launch Wakeboard Magazine, among others, and he was featured on the cover of more than half a dozen magazines throughout his career. He was also featured in such iconic wake films like Spray, Hit It, High Wake Drifters, and Switch. He was a stalwart of the Pro Wakeboard Tour from 1995 to 1999, a 5-time X Games competitor, and in 1995, he earned the distinction of Pro Men's World Champion. His popularity facilitated his signature pro model wakeboard with his 2 board sponsors during his career. Away from the water, this inductee kept equally busy. He was a contributing editor to several wake publications, sharing his valuable experience and insight with the public. He founded his own wakeboard company, handling all facets of the business, from board design to sales and marketing. Hey, when he's not all scrubbed up in an operating room supporting spine surgeons with his fusion technology expertise as the founder of an innovative biologics company, he's serving as the volunteer president of the Wake Sports Hall of Fame. His impact on the sport has been both massive and indelible. Welcome to the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Mike Weddington!
Thank y'all. I appreciate it, and I'm just glad we're all here having this gigantic reunion. I've missed every single person in here, and you've all had a positive impact on my life, my career in one way or the other, or we were just causing trouble and drinking together. But either way, I appreciate it. I've missed seeing all you guys, and it's great for us to all get together. Are y'all having a good time tonight? Well, I've got a few people I gotta thank. My parents, Mike and Nancy Weddington, for putting up with a crazy kid who thought he could be a wakeboarder, and I did, so that worked out. And I want to thank my kids for being here, Trey and Madeline. It's super special when you can be here being honored for such a spectacular thing and your children are watching. I want to thank my badass girlfriend, Sherry, for supporting me. And all my friends, both here live or on the live stream, that have supported me, been a friend, been a confidant, or just hung out throughout these years. I love you guys, and I'm so proud to be here. Thank you.
Keep it going for Mike Weddington, everybody. Keep it going for Mike Weddington. All right, all together, folks. Well, that's going to do it for the 2019 and 2020 inductees. What do you think so far? So good. Orlando, hey, are you guys having a good time so far tonight? Let me hear you guys make some noise out there. All right, let me ask you guys one more question. We've celebrated 2019. We celebrated 2020. Are you guys ready to celebrate the newest class of inductees, the 2021 inductees right here, right now? Let me hear you scream! Hey, well, that's good enough for me. You're going to have to do better for them. I promise you that. Let's kick this thing off right now with our 2021 induction ceremony. And there you guys go. You're getting a quick look, a sneak peek of what's to come tonight. And here we go with our first inductee for 2021. Recognized as one of wakeboarding's first super groms, it was evident early on that our next inductee would be a major factor in wakeboarding. His first Pro Tour win came at the young age of 13 years old, formally announcing his superstar arrival for this future Hall of Famer. He was technically proficient and emphasized the importance of riding with style and intent. He pioneered moves such as the Tootsie Roll and the Dum Dum, and his mastery on the rails earned him the distinction of Rail Rider of the Year at the Wake Awards in 2005, and once again in 2006. He was incredibly impactful with his contributions in other areas of the sport. He toured the continent with the Trip Across America. He's recognized as one of the founding members of the Pointless Posse, a group of progressive young riders that focused on developing and evolving the use of man-made rails on naturally occurring obstacles, reaching beyond the traditional wake-only style of riding. During this time, he was one of the first cinematographers with digital equipment, which allowed him to upload and share video clips just moments after a breakthrough maneuver was captured. This pioneering moment helped revolutionize how real-time information was shared within the wakeboarding community. It also gave him unprecedented access to some of the greatest riders in the world. He went on to produce several videos with his film Incomplete, considered as one of the all-time great wakeboard videos. He continues to film and produce video edits for his sponsoring board company, a group he has maintained a consistent relationship with now for more than 25 years. Please welcome to the stage your next Wake Sports Hall of Fame member, Shane Danger Bonifay!
I'm too short for this. Come on, let's fix this. Let's fix this. Oh man, that was too good. Dano, can I get you up here to read that one more time? I know that's a lot of acclimates, but come on, I want to hear it again. No, everybody, shut up. I want to hear my voice. I want y'all to hear my voice. This is going out right now. This is happening. So take it down a notch. No, I want to say thank you to the Wakeboard Hall of Fame, everybody that's involved, Sean Moore, Jim Emmons, Mike Weddington, all you guys, thank you so much. This is a big thing right here. Hold on, I got stuff. All the other inductees, you know, everything from Leslie, Kent, and Buster, and Rich, and like Zane. There's so many people to be inducted tonight, all of us involved. It's really cool, really amazing. I can't thank you guys too much. Like, this is really awesome. I know we haven't said it yet, but there's Jeremy Kovac. He's here tonight. Kovac's here. Kovac is honestly the first signature of a pro wakeboarder that I got that I hung on my wall. Like, he came through, like Parks signed with Conley, and Kovac and a few riders came through Bonifay Ski School, and he signed a poster, and I remember I put that on my wall, and I was like, Kovac is the man. He's got mobs out into the flats for days. Cleanest rider, didn't grab shit, but cleanest fucking rider ever. Honestly, if you want to know clean ride, you watch Kovac's old runs. And we got Jeff here. Jeff here's coming up after me. I know we haven't seen that yet, but Jeff here's the one that taught Parks how to party. And Parks taught me how to party. So basically Jeff here taught me how to party. So it's pretty good. Well, obviously there's you, Briscoe. I know Kovac, Zane, Briscoe, a lot of you guys were there, but y'all aren't getting inducted tonight. Kovac is, but like Briscoe, you're not. No, but so Briscoe showed me through Parks how to fucking party. Hold on, my phone keeps shutting off. What else we got? We got Emily Copeland. Emily Copeland is getting inducted tonight. Emily Copeland was whenever I first started riding when I was like 13 years old. We met up. We were all like these young little kids. And Emily was she was a beautiful blonde that was wakeboarding. And why, as a 13-year-old kid, would I not be like, hey, Emily, what's up? And I'm pretty sure she was like, oh, yeah, you're pretty small. You're a little tiny. I don't think I got anything. So that didn't go anywhere. Besides that, I honestly think the other reason that I'm getting inducted tonight is because they wanted Parks to show up. Like, and they did. They got him. Like, Parks is here, so thank you guys. I honestly think they would have inducted Parks twice before they brought me in, but they couldn't induct Parks. So they're like, oh, hey, shit, let's do the next best, Bonifay. Let's get him here. Parks will be there. He'll bring a bunch of people, a bunch of bitches. It'll be fucking cool. Like, it's like. But like, not only that, like, I actually did wakeboard good. I wasn't just Parks' brother. Like, I'm honestly the only 37. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. No. So I'm honestly probably the only 37-year-old that gets introduced to people as somebody's younger brother. Like, everybody here is probably, I don't want to say everybody, but most of y'all have like a sibling, and nobody introduces y'all like, oh yeah, hey, this is Craig. This is Rich's younger brother. Like, we're older than that. But still to this day, everybody I meet, they're like, hey, this is Shane. Sparks' younger brother. It's very fucking cool. So, it's pretty good. I mean, I'll take it. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah. As shitty brothers go, he beats me. Like, I'm bad, but I'm not as bad as a brother as him. No, I'm just But honestly, it's awesome. I gotta give thanks to Parks. He's an amazing. He's the one that showed me everything, showed me how to do this shit. And most of y'all probably literally know me as Parks' youngest brother, but that's only because he's fucking good at wakeboarding. Like, y'all wouldn't know me just for board pants and Tootsie Rolls if I wasn't Parks' younger brother. Like, y'all would be like, yo, Shane had some C's. Shane was dope. But because I'm like, oh no, board pants, Tootsie Rolls, the guy's cool, whatever. I keep shutting off my phone, sorry. No. More things. I obviously got to give thanks to Liquid Force. They've been with me from the start. Those guys saw something in me that they didn't see in Parks, which was cool. But they saw, they're like, or, no. They did like me more. Like, it wasn't hard to see that. They're like, that dude's an asshole. No, they were like, hey, they gave me a chance. They sponsored me from when I was a tiny little kid, when I was like 13 years old. Gave me pro models, gave me all this stuff. I gotta thank Don Wallace, Jimmy Redmond, Tony Finn, and obviously Aaron Grace. Aaron Grace he's the one in charge of the Grace umbrella. Do you guys know? Okay, the Grace umbrella Grace used to be the team manager for Monster energy drinks, Spy sunglasses, and Liquid Force. And a lot of riders were sponsored by one of those three. If you got two of those three, you were doing pretty good. But if you got all of those three, you knew Aaron Grace loved you and you were doing something pretty good. And you got to go to Bro Stocks. You got to do whatever the fuck you wanted because Aaron Grace was your boss and he was the shit. He has fired me from two of those sponsors, but but still Liquid Force, he's still there, still employing me. So thank you very much, Grace. Love that shit. And obviously other sponsors, Jet Pilot. Jet Pilot from the start was like, oh yeah, gotta give it to Shane. We'll sponsor him. Kid's got stupid ideas. He wants to make shorts that you swim in the lake with, but they're pants. And they're like, oh, fuck it. Yeah, give them board pants. Blew that shit out of control. Board pants, bitches. Fucking murdered it. Jet Pilot, as Jet Pilot, they looked at like a 14-year-old kid and we were like, so you want to make pants that are swimmable? They did it. And we murdered it. And then they did baller vests. And then we did other things. But Jet Pilot's still sponsoring me to this day. So, love Jet Pilot. Gotta give it to Jet Pilot. Okay, we'll try to wrap this up soon. Sorry. We got more. Oh, obviously, this is odd. I'm like so much younger than everybody that's getting inducted tonight. Like Jeremy Kovac, Jeff here, those guys. I went with Jeremy and Jeff to Japan on my first trip out of the country ever. Briscoe was there. Yes, you were there. I'm not mentioning you because you weren't getting inducted tonight. But yeah, Bridget, so obviously, that's not a burn. Everybody knows Briscoe's not. No. So I went with her. But that's just how big of a differentiate. Like, these guys were 20 years old. They were fucking killing it. And I was a 13-year-old kid traveling around with my mom, and Parks was there. And that's why I got to go. It's because Parks was going. And they're, oh, yeah, bring him, Shane. And Mom's like, I'm going. So I went there. But this is how big of an age gap it was. And that's odd. Like, why can't I get inducted with all the pointless boys? Where's I want to be in with them. But they knew they couldn't put like Danny and Watson and me and Chad and everybody on the same ticket because we'd fucking drink this bar dry. And they're like, not going to do that. Not going to put those boys. You got to space them out a few years. But obviously, no, we got all the pointless boys. I know there's a lot of them, but Ruck, Danny, Chad, Grubb. I saw Grubb earlier. Watson, Francois, Nick, Blodgett. Where's Blodgett at? I know Blodgett might have made it here by now. I don't know if he has, but he's probably here. Jim LaRich, all of those friends, all of my boys that we rode back with back then. Awesome. Love you. I got to wrap it up. Sorry. Also, anybody that we lived in 2612. There's a whole bunch of wakeboarders. I won't list them all. And literally all the fans, all the friends, all the people I met at boat shows, anybody that bought the board, anybody that came up and high-fived me, anybody I got to sign an autograph for. Such a big thank you. I appreciate it. And obviously, Mama, I know you're up there somewhere. Mama's down here. There she is. How can you miss her with that bright gold? Gotta thank my mama, my dad, everything they raised us through. And honestly, I appreciate all of you people for coming out, giving a fuck, and doing this. Thank you. Mama, what do you got to say, Mama?
Well, is that real?
Just say, yeah, it's a microphone. All right, she's done.
Okay, once Shane was asked, what's it like being the brother of the best wakeboarder? And his answer was, I don't know, you need to go ask Parks. At that time, I knew my kids were good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Danger Bonifay, give it up one more time. All right, we are going to move on to inductee number 2. An early pioneer when it came to board design, this next inductee drew from his Southern California experience and used that to influence the direction of wakeboarding. Forming the company Thruster Wakeboards, he set out to create product that could be used in a similar manner as a surfboard, a skateboard, or a snowboard behind the boat. He wanted his boards to pop and spin in the way a snowboard would off a hit, or the way a skateboard would fly above the coping of a half pipe. To help facilitate this, he employed neutral buoyancy technologies to his designs, meant to give crisper control dynamics and better overall performance than the rotomotive boards of the time. He sought input from not only top wakeboarders of the time, but also influential snowboarders and skaters of that era, making boards that perform in a way these advanced riders requested. He experimented with various flex patterns, reshapeable rail designs, and is credited with developing the first molded tri-fin wakeboards, increasing the performance capacity also while making the boards more durable on rails. He was also a conscientious marketer and introduced his hard goods in various graphics packages to appeal to different board sports markets, and strongly supported his line with soft goods and video marketing. Beyond his participation in wake sports, he's become a leader in the blockchain technology sector, where he's currently the founder and CEO of Total Network Series. He's the latest addition to the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Tom Carter! Woo!
I just have to say right now my stoke meter's at an all-time high. This is great. Thank you, everybody. Hold on. So, it's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be recognized as an innovator. And I just want to just share my story, and hopefully it'll be something that everybody finds interesting. So, 33 years ago, I had an idea from I grew up surfing and skateboarding, pro, semi-pro back in the 70s, but nobody really knows what that means in Santa Cruz. And that was my inspiration to help innovate the sport of wakeboarding. So I want to just define what that means is to create, right? So here's Wikipedia's definition of create, because not too many people might know about Webster, and so we'll use Wikipedia. The definition of create is to bring into existence. God created the heaven and earth. Thank God for everything we have, and I just want to give him props first and foremost. So there we go. I'm thanking my Creator, Jesus Christ. Next is love. There's a little bit of love that goes around to make this happen. When I walked in, I saw some love. If you look at our board right there, that's the tree of life, and that's a thruster. There's a lot of background behind that board. But anyways, love's a big thing. You gotta love people. I'm feeling the love here tonight, and I just want to. I was going to give the definition of love, but I think everybody knows what that is. Next is faith. All right, faith is Latin and it's French. It's the confidence of trust in a person. It took a lot of confidence and trust to get people to get into what we're doing. And like when I met Josh, he's like, "Who are you?" And it's like once he rode the boards, he was in. So Josh Smith, wherever you are, thank you for the trust, bro. And I got to throw props to the golden boy, Chris Coogan, which I think, well, I don't have to think, the first ad ever published was somebody grabbing a wakeboard. And he was doing a method error. People would look at us and go, "What's he doing? Why is he grabbing his board?" Well, he did it, and it was a cool thing. So Chris Coogan, and so again, going back into just having faith and finishing what faith is. Hold on here, I'm just going to bring it back. So the concept in the context of religion define faith as belief in God, the doctrines of teaching of religion, religious. You can get into all that, but I think it's about relationships, which is why this is all happening. It's all the relationship that we're building for the sport. So a lot of faith has gone into like what I'm doing and what I'm all about. And then I had to pick up the name Thruster. Why did I pick up that name? It's all about forward progress. We all get here because we got to move things forward. And then being recognized for an innovator, right? So what's the definition of an innovator? An innovator is a person or group that introduces something or does something for the first time. He's a true pioneer, an innovator that always pushes the boundaries and follows his visions. I've had a lot of vision for this sport. It's kind of cool, kind of what happened tonight. We had, I guess, the hurricane in 2019, and then COVID 2020. Whoa, that's kind of gnarly. And then, here we are. So I just want to give some props out to how we designed the board. It was through Doug Hout. He's a great surfer and shaper in Santa Cruz, California. He helped shape the first boards. We were the first ones to ever create a neutrally buoyant wakeboard. You guys could all say what you want to say, but we did it. And that's kind of it helped. We just wanted to make make it easier for everybody to get up on the board, so we made it neutrally buoyant, and that helped make a lot of things happen. I want to give props out to the riders. Chris Coogan, a funny story about Eric Perez flying Hawaiian. There's a whole story behind that one. Josh, wherever you are, Josh. Schmaltzy, Eric Schmaltz. Eric, I know you're watching. Love you, brother. And you know what? Also, you guys, we got to give some love to Tommy Phillips. Tommy, for making this happen. This wouldn't even have happened if it wasn't for you. So, love your heart, Tommy. Love what you're doing for the industry. Love you, man. You're just, I can't say enough good things about you. Bruce Clem! Woo! There's a lot of firsts with Bruce. You'll be hearing about it, but he's another legend. Mike Rogers. Rogers, where are you? He's not here, but he's watching. The Randall Vandal Harris. Woo! A lot of these guys, and I don't know if you guys know this, but the very first footage of Thruster wasn't on VHS, wasn't on High 8. We shot it in film, and we did that in 16 millimeter. And when we debuted the first footage with the first snowboard film, Riders in Exile, Jimmy Redmond, he was there and he watched it, and it was it's one of those magical moments. So Fall Line Films, I want to give props to Fall Line Films. Fall Line Films shot most of the early wakeboarding movies that exist today. Not in High 8, not in VHS, but in film, because we really care about quality. Again, Tommy Phillips, all the riders, people know who they are, and I just, I love the sport, love everybody for making this happen, and Rich Goforth was a big part of the team, and Gator, where's Gator? Gator's here somewhere. He's here. There's so many people that have been really inspirational for the whole industry, and God bless you guys. Have a good time, and super stoked. Thank you. Woo!
Ew, come on, guys, keep it going one more time. Tom Carter. He's not done.
Woo! Thank you.
All right. We are going to move on to our next inductee. And to present our next inductee, to bring her into the Hall of Fame, please welcome to the stage the legendary Sean Murray.
Dano, thank you. Thank you, Dano. All right, we're back on. Hey, you guys are still doing great up here. Around on the perimeter, not so much. And I get it. I'm not trying to shame anyone, but I am. Hey, so I get the honor to introduce a really good friend once I find it. I'll be loud enough. Don't worry about that. Shh, 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 shh. Scott Harwood, love you, man. Shh. 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 We're so close. Shh. We're so close. From the very beginning, riding as a professional, the next inductee was constantly at the forefront of women's wakeboarding. This Colorado native came out of the gates as a force to be reckoned with, filling her season with podium finishes and earning herself Pro Women's Rookie of the Year in the process. She got Rookie of the Year at 14 years old. Seriously? I was riding a Skirfer at 14. I'm old. How many here rode a Skirfer legit? Thank you. In fact, her talent and fitness kept her among the elite for the entirety of her 16-year career, and her list of accolades and accomplishments makes her one of the all-time greats. Her career highlights include being a 4-time Women's Pro Tour champion. Hold on, this list is really long. Listen to how many wins she has. Pro Tour Women's National Champion 4 times. X Games gold medalist, say with me, 4 times. That's 2 gold medals, a gold medal, a silver, 2 bronzes, a 3 times Gravity Games champion, and of course, a Pro Women's World Champion. Also a Masters champion, and there's probably, hey, I think she won Sean Dishman's X Cup. Right? An incredibly consistent and aggressive rider, her array of big lead moves put the pressure squarely on her opponents to keep up or fall off. She was an innovator, being the first female to land such tech moves as a wrap KGB, and she's cited for being the first female to do an off-axis spin in a competition. Her impact was so significant that she was the first wake athlete to be sponsored by Nike. She also had several pro models and was even anointed the Queen of Ronix, or the first woman of wakeboarding. Following her profile, her prolific wake career, she focused on athletic interests and training for the TV series American Ninja Warrior, where she distinguished herself as an elite competitor by earning herself a berth in 3 city finals and 1 national championship competition. With all of these honors she's earned, she's considered her greatest accomplishment in life is being the wife to Kevin, one of the biggest challenges in the world, and mother to her 2 beautiful kids, Noah and Hope. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wake Sports Hall of Fame is proud to induct this amazing athlete, Emily Copeland Durham.
Guys, that was quite the introduction. Thank you, Sean. I'm very thankful for that. As I was thinking about this night and reflecting on it, I was like, every person in my life that has been in wakeboarding has believed in me in some way, and I'm thankful for that. So I just want to thank a few of those. Sean, you being one of those, I'm thankful for you, for Carrie, and for your friendship, and the way you love my kids, and how we have a like you're like family. So thank you. Okay, my friends who came out tonight, all of you here, thank you. I'm thankful for you guys. I feel like I need to start at the beginning. My parents, they're awesome. They got me into the sport. My brother, Scott Harwood, I know he's not here, but he was a huge, wait, where's Scott? Scott, you're here! Oh my gosh, you believed in me. Scott believed in me. He said, you're gonna be the best, and he believed in me, and I was, and because he took me, and you believed in me, and I'm thankful for you. I couldn't have done it without you. Seriously, I'm thankful for Shane Bonifay. He helped me get my first sponsors, like Shane. I'm thankful for Shane. I'm thankful for, of course, like my sponsors. I'm thankful for Mike Ferraro. Where are you, Mike? Mike, I put up with you. For all those years. No, seriously, I'm so thankful for you and all you did for me. Danny Harf and your family. Danny, I moved in with your family. I'm thankful for you and opening your doors to me. And Kevin, my husband, I'm thankful for him. He has been with me the ups and the downs. He's given me my best and the worst, and I'm thankful. And my kids, Hope and Noah, they made me a mom. And Travis Moy, where are you? Travis! Whenever Travis was in the boat and he was driving, I know all you riders know, you felt safe. He saved me from killing myself multiple times, from, deciding I could fit one more trick in and I was gonna actually hit the fun box, and he pulled the throttle back. So Travis, I love you. And ultimately, I guess I just wanna thank my sponsors, Nautique, Paul O'Brien, you've been there. I just am so thankful, and for the Lord, for God, for being my purpose through my career and even out of my career. I'm just thankful. So you guys, this is awesome. Thank you. I'm thankful.
Congratulations, Emily. Whoa. We were set on Sean Murray voice there. All right, we're gonna move on. This next inductee found his passion for photography in high school, where he became a photojournalist for the Buffalo News back in 1990. 5 years later, he was hired at World Publications to be their photo editor for their water sports titles. And in 1993, he began working on the inaugural issue of Wakeboarding magazine. His artistic eye was known for capturing not just the subject themselves, but conveying the beauty of the moment being frozen in time before his lens. Riders coveted the opportunity to work with this legendary talent. The quality of his work helped his reputation as a lensman grow. Before long, his images were being displayed on broad-based print publications ranging from his local Orlando Sentinel newspaper all the way to Sports Illustrated and USA Today. He captured many significant firsts, such as Parks Bonifay's first published photos, Scott Byerly's first cover, and his work graced the cover of various mainstream magazines, the ultimate reward for a photographer.
Known for a penchant to repurpose law enforcement equipment, he was also innovative with the photo gear he used to bring out the best in his subjects. Particularly, he is cited for being among the first to intentionally ballast his repurposed Florida Marine Patrol boat to generate a bigger wake. But an even greater industry innovation was created by his first ever tower, a modified tuna fly bridge, which created a higher perch for better photography angles, but it also unknowingly became a better tow-eye position that provided added hang time for his subjects. This is the earliest known use of what eventually became the iconic look for all of today's wake sports boats. He's helped many athletes become superstars, but tonight it's his turn to be enshrined as one of the greats of all time. Please join me in welcoming to the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Doug Duquesne.
Well, definitely like to thank the Hall of Fame, the committee, friends, acquaintances, family watching at home. Just an honor. Always try to push the sport in different directions. It's good to see the publications up there of 17, Vogue, Sports Illustrated. Those are the goals I had. Wakeboard Magazine hiring me right out of college to be a photo editor, and the next steps of the sport just blossomed. Thank you, everyone. Wakeboard Hall of Fame.
Keep it going for Doug Duquesne, everybody! This next inductee is the essence of powerhouse rider. Coming to us from Canada, he entered the pro men's fray in the mid-1990s and made his arrival immediately felt. This rider was known for his technical prowess and had moves in his arsenal like his Air Mob 540 that no one else could duplicate. He was also revered for boosting huge airs, showing a mastery of edging control, both exiting the wake and with his effortless touchdowns. For several seasons, he was a mainstay at many pro men's competitions in North America, and his pro wakeboard tour run saw him among the top 10 every year he competed. His career was highlighted by significant success like his winning the first ever Canadian Pro Men's National title, the Marine World Event Champion, a victory at Wakestock, Canada, and back-to-back Sea-Doo Pro Tour Championships in 1994 and 1995. He also enjoyed other examples of success bestowed on him from admiring members of the media and industry. He appeared as the cover subject of the industry publications like Wakeboarding Magazine and SBC Canada. He earned his own signature pro model with Hyperlight. He was invited to compete at the Masters on 5 different occasions, and after his riding career was over, he returned to Canada, where he's been one of the best national sales reps in the business, repping from coast to coast. He earned entry as one of the first riders enshrined in the Canadian Wakeboarding Hall of Fame. Let's welcome to the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Jeff Heer!
Thanks, Dano. Hey, everybody. Wish I could be there. I'm stuck in Canada under this COVID protocol bullshit. I'd way rather be there with you guys. Anyways, thank you so much to the Hall of Fame. It's a true honor to be inducted, especially with so many great people. I want to give a couple of shout outs. First, it's to my family. Nothing would have been possible without them. Thank you. Next is to Herb and Paul O'Brien and Hyperlight Wakeboards. You guys made everything easy, and it made fun to ride for you guys, and we could not have done any of this without you guys. Next person is Bill Porter from Performance. You're an awesome guy that gave so much to the sport. You always kept us outfitted, whether we needed boards, snowboards, anything. Water ski gloves, I still got them. They never really got cool, but I liked them. Next person, Butt Plug, Mike Ferraro. You're an awesome person. We went through a lot with you. You're definitely a one of a kind, and I love you, buddy. Next is Jeremy. Jeremy, I really wish I was standing there with you guys during this class, but I'm not. Congrats. You're the one that's there that has to tell stories. Start with High Point, North Carolina Pro Tour stop when we stayed in a Motel 6. Make sure your wife's not around. Chad, you're an interesting one. You came to my house and you lived with me for a long time. You wanted to wakeboard 10 times a day. You drove me fucking nuts. But you did make me wakeboard 3 times a day, and I can't thank you enough. You're an awesome person. I love you. I hope you all have a great time. Thanks again. Cheers.
What's up, Jeff? We know you're watching live on the webcast right now. We miss you. Wish you were here. Give it up for him one more time. Make some noise for Jeff here. Well, folks, our next Hall of Fame inductee knew a good thing when he saw it. As the editor of Windsurfing magazine at World Publications, he was in tune with the Orlando scene and was introduced to wakeboarding early. He assessed the fledgling board sport and envisioned its potential both as a sport and a business. World Publications already had a towed water sports title in Water Ski magazine, and his initial idea of a new standalone wakeboarding publication was met with heavy skepticism. He did not back down from the belief that he could produce a periodical supported by those dedicated to their passion for the new waterborne activity. After much campaigning and many days discussing whether its title should be skiboarding or wakeboarding, the first issue of Wakeboarding magazine premiered in the summer of 1993, changing the sport and cementing its name forever. This Hall of Fame inductee was the editor for the first 4 years, increasing wakeboarding's annual production from 4 to 6 issues. The increased publishing frequency made his impact monumental in 3 dynamic areas. The magazine he envisioned and created was recognized as the clear industry leader for product information, instruction, and current events. Wakeboarding circulation and advertising base grew rapidly, and he added events such as Wakeboarding Magazine's Team Challenge, an alternative competition event that featured course obstacles for athletes to test their abilities outside the wake. In an era before the internet, wakeboarding was the source for all the latest news and features of the brightest stars in wakeboarding. Within World Publication, he had started a magazine from scratch that quickly became the strongest earning title in the company's portfolio, out-earning 15 other titles. Please welcome our next Hall of Fame inductee, Tom James.
Thank you, Dano, and thank you, Hall of Fame. Dano, do you know why I climbed up here to film this video? It's not some metaphorical top of the mountain thing. It's because from up here, you can see the only lake in Boulder, Colorado, where they let people wakeboard. And every day, all summer long, that lake is packed. And you know why it's packed? It's because of the stuff people in that room that you're in right now have done. You know, we get this honor bestowed upon us, and it's humbling and it's fantastic, so thank you very much. But the real honor is knowing that we contributed in building this sport that has made so many people happy and continues to make them happy. Right now, there's probably some guy down at that lake. He's probably taken the cover off a boat that he loves more than anything in the world. And he's so stoked he gets to have a session today. He probably doesn't know who Tony Finn is or who Andrea Gaetan is, and he certainly doesn't know who I am. But I think everyone in that room and all the members of the Hall of Fame have contributed to making his life better. And really, that's what matters. It's the impact you make, not the honors you receive, the recognition you get. So congratulations to everyone in that room tonight and everyone who has built the sport into what it is. I wish I were there to celebrate with a bunch of my old friends. But have a great time, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, collecting the award on behalf of Tom James staff from Wakeboarding Magazine, Bill Doster, Kevin Michael, Jim Evans. Give it up in Naomi. All right, our next Hall of Fame inductee was a Canadian-born crossover athlete who made a tremendous impact in wakeboarding. Having a tournament water ski background, he brought his aggressive edging technique from slalom skiing to wakeboarding and was immediately recognized for his ability to launch huge air. But he was also a technical master with an uncanny ability to make the difficult look supremely easy, making him one of the most difficult draws in competition. This also earned him numerous titles. His first major wakeboarding title was in 1993 when he brought home the Men's Pro World Wakeboard Championship, a title he won for the second time in 1997. That year was particularly good for him as he also earned an X Games gold medal. In addition, he added other victories to his resume on the Pro Wakeboard Tour, the Masters, and many, many others. He innovated unique moves like his slow ball, a seemingly impossible slow front flip off the double up. While some described his riding style as appearing derivative of water skiing during an era trying to erase the connection, he stood firm in the face of criticism, never backing down from the subject of those offering their often unrequested appraisal. Additionally, he authored a book titled Wake Physics, thoroughly broke down the fundamentals of edging technique and how to become a better rider. This Hall of Fame inductee was uniquely impactful in wakeboarding off the water as well, in fact. His image was on the cover of a honeycomb cereal box, a position traditionally reserved for the best athletes in the world of sports. Please welcome our next Wake Sports Hall of Fame member, Jeremy Kovac.
This says it all. I look over there and I just say like, wow, like, I'm like, wow, that's all I got. But that being said, is Shane Bonifay? Where's Shane Bonifay? Is he out there? Because I didn't actually. Are you there? Come on down, because I didn't actually prepare a speech, and I don't know actually what to say, and I'm scared shitless, as that I don't want to cry, So I'm hoping you can come down here and help me out. Can you do that? Where oh, geez. Okay, hold on. Let me, because he apparently... He can apparently speak much better than I can without actually crying and getting emotional and shit. But Shane, your speech and everything, like I look out there, and I could sit and write a list and talk about everybody here and say like, yeah, what do you got?
I think what Jeremy's trying to say right now, guys, is I did an amazing speech. There's no doubt about that. I did really good.
I'm depending on you to save my ass. I didn't come up here with a speech, so please save my ass.
But right after that, what Jeremy was trying to say is he loves all of you guys. He loves all of us. He loves me a lot. He loves me. I even talked to him beforehand. He was like, Shane, most of my speech is all about you, and I don't know how to do this without you. And I was like, Jeremy, I'll come down there and I'll help you, and I'll do your speech for you. I'm just joking. No, Jeremy, come on. I know you got so much to think. You got the Conley boys. You've got the Icon. You got so much. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah. If you can, help me out here, okay? Because I truly, just hang in here for a second. I want to thank, I know I've got a lot of people back in Canada right now live streaming this shit, and I truly want to thank everybody back in Canada. Don, Janice, Steve, Amy, Jamie. I can go on and on, but nonetheless, I do have a story to tell, and I do want something to say, but I don't think I can make it through because I'm going to cry like a little, I don't want to say girl, but I'd be emotional, but this is where you come in and you help me out. So, hey, Shane, can you tell me something about me?
Can I tell a story about you?
Something, anything.
Okay, I know for a fact. Okay, this is good. When we were in Japan, Jeremy Kovac tied a rope up to a tower. He tied a rope up to about a 30-foot tower, about a little bit higher than this roof, and it was a wakeboard handle that came down. And he grabbed the handle, and he would run back and forth just to the point where his feet would touch every little bit, but he could kick a little bit harder. And he kicked so hard, and he did this for so long. Once he got to about 15 to 20 feet above the ground, the rope fucking snapped. And Jeremy landed flat on his face. It was like fucking gravel. It was in a gravel. It was like whack, like ah. The whole time we were in Japan, Jeremy just had Two-Face. He was like like Two-Face going on, and I was like 13. I was like, this dude's the shit. I fucking love this dude. I want to do anything that he's going to do, and I'll follow his lead no matter what. And that was before I knew how hard he partied. I was already willing to do whatever he was doing.
The best part about that story is, and I can tell you right now, my wife at the time was my girlfriend, fiance, and if you don't know who my wife is, I'm the luckiest person in the world. I got to marry one of the Larson twins, and that's Britt Larson / Kovac, and I got to marry her, and anyways, and I got two beautiful daughters, Sailor and Remy. But nonetheless, when I went to Japan and he's telling his story, my wife told me, whatever you do not go to Japan and get their special massage. So I did actually go to Japan and fuck myself up really bad with what he's telling. I actually put my face in asphalt Mike Ferraro. Where are you, by the way? I fucking love, there he is. I love you, Mike Ferraro. He pulled rocks out of my face. And like, I walked away, didn't know what to do. And at the end of the day, I remember calling my girlfriend's fiance, whatever the fuck, and saying something bad happened. And all that went through her head was, did you get this special massage? And no, I went to the hospital. But anyways, that being said, all I can tell you, this is really fucking weird. I'm trying to talk and it's delayed this whole... Yeah, it's hard. But here's what I'm going to tell you. On the way down on the plane, I remember somebody saying you need to have a speech. And I don't have a speech. But on the way down, I thought to myself, you know what? I thought about something, and then that something is, I realized I have 2 chapters in my life, and those 2 chapters are families. And the first family, if you guys can hear me, I don't know who can hear me or not. I'm trying to, whatever it is. But that being said, my first family, every single fucking weekend, I traveled weekend after weekend. And all you guys, Parks, you're sitting there right there, you know it. Thursday to Sunday, every fucking weekend. I traveled the world, I traveled the tour, and what I realized is that I traveled with the same people, and those same people, hey, guys, hey, can I get everybody's attention right now? I know this is a tough one. I get this. I'm the asshole in the back talking just like everybody else, and I do my best. But can I get everybody's attention? Okay, Jimmy Redmond, I fucking love you. You're a rock star. I love you. Don't fuck with Jimmy Redmond. He'll. But all I can tell you is, I do have a family. Hold on a second. I'm going to do my best to try to quiet this whole place down. Actually, you know what? Briscoe, where are you? Quiet the place down. You can do it. Just quiet the place down. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean for him to come up here. But nonetheless, hold on a second.
Hey, this is a Hall of Fame induction. This is a Hall of Fame induction. You got a man right here that went through it. He did it. Shut the fuck up for a second. Shut the fuck up for a second and listen to Jeremy Kovac tell his story.
My bad. Not okay. Well, he can do the rooster, and I didn't mean. He was a little aggressive there.
Maybe when I get inducted.
I don't want to sit up here and take up everybody's time. Everybody wants to go out to the bar and drink as much as they can. But here's what I can tell you. Coming down to Florida, I did realize my friends back in Canada asked me, are you nervous? Are you excited? And what I did realize is that I had 2 chapters in my life. And honest to God, I didn't realize until I came down here that those 2 chapters consisted of 2 families. And family number 1, being chapter 1, was every single person here. I traveled weekend after weekend, whether it was pro tour, whether it was a boat show, whether it was a clinic. every one of you people here were the ones that I was side by side, and I could tell a story with every one of you guys. Maybe some I shouldn't share, but I could tell some that I could. But that being said, that was my family. And then chapter 2 was me going home after I stopped wakeboarding and I started my own personal life. And my personal life is my lovely wife, Britt Kovac, which I don't know if you know that's a Larson twin. I scored. I got one of the Larson twins. I didn't really give a shit which one I got, but I got one. And I got Britt. And I today kind of wish maybe someday my dream would come true. I can have them both, but at least I got one. And then I got my 2 lovely daughters, Sailor and Remy. Remy, Sailor, please stand up. This is what I live for. These are the guys I live for. I love Sailor, Remy. Remy, stand up. Okay, well, she's short. Anyways. And so after that, it wasn't until I actually flew down here and I realized that I haven't seen my chapter 1 for almost 20 years. And I actually didn't realize that I actually had another family. And it wasn't until I came here and I'm talking to all of you, everybody here. Oh, you guys, everybody. And I just want to let you know, you are my family and I fucking love you. Love you, I love everybody. I love everybody here. And thank you for inducting me in the Hall of Fame and being here, and I couldn't be more grateful. Parks, you're coming to my house. I love you. Anyways, cheers, guys. I love everybody. Thank you.
Jeremy Kovac, ladies and gentlemen. That was unbelievable. Rad, man. Don't forget your award, brother. All right, guys, we are moving on to our next inductee. As a young man, this next inductee and his father built and raced boats. He eventually became a national and world record holder for the fastest speed attained in a jet boat. His passion became his profession, and in 1976, he started a boat company serving the racing and water skiing communities. Although racing was personally satisfying, eventually his business team encouraged him to focus on innovating boat designs for the tow sports market, which led to numerous firsts to market in slalom and barefoot water skiing. In 1985, he's credited with innovating the first use of a V-drive transmission in a water sports boat, which placed the engine in the back of the boat and paved the way for innovative seating arrangements, smoother rides, and ultimately bigger wakes for the wakeboarding market. A year later, he introduced the Avalanche, a groundbreaking boat making superior wakes and waves. He again innovated design in 1995 with the Wave model, the industry's first wake surfing specific boat equipped with built-in ballast tanks and an extended pylon. In 1995, his company held the first wake surfing world championships on Mission Bay. With the Rusty Pro Surf team in attendance, the event is still held annually and has seen crowds as large as 50,000 and prize money grow to over $100,000. Still true to his racing roots, in 2007 he produced a boat which established a world speed record for a propeller-driven boat at 263 miles an hour in just over 4 seconds. All the while, Centurion continued to innovate products like the side swipe exhaust, which diverts carbon monoxide away from the rider, ram fill ballast technology, producing the industry's fastest fill times, and boats like the 23 Enzo still considered the gold standard in wake surfing. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Innovator and Wake Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Rick Lee.
Thanks, Dano. First, I'd like to thank Jim Emmons, the WWA, and Chris Bank for this honor. A long time ago, I was allowed to pursue my passion when we started in 1976. My wife and I borrowed a bunch of money and started Centurion Boats, and then it was on from there. And we've enjoyed every day of work ever since. In the early 80s, we built a V-drive boat that went on to become the Avalanche. Little did we know that the large wake behind that boat with its V-bottom would actually become an asset instead of a liability. We then built the Wave, the first wakeboard-specific boat with a Skylon and built-in ballast tanks. And when we finished tooling that boat, Tim Lopes was a part of our R&D team, and he finally convinced us to let him surf behind it because he'd been bugging us about that. We were all chatting while he got up behind the boat. We slowed the boat down to 11 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, this rope hits somebody in their legs as he throws it in the boat. We all looked back and went silent as we watched Tim surfing his way across the lake. We thought we couldn't believe what he did, and when we got to the other side, we said, "Hey, try that again." He did the same, and he was actually surfing behind the boat. We got to the trailer, put the boat on the trailer, and then called Rusty Surfboards, drove down to Mission Bay, met their pro team, and declared that day the first World Wake Surf Championship, and Tim got the trophy. The World Wake Surf Championship continues today. It's been driven by the energy of people like Shel Bochner, Dave Ruger, Jeff Poland, Connie Jones, and the entire Fine Line crew for the last 35 years. And they've done a fantastic job, and we've followed the credo to build cool stuff, and that continues today. So thank you very much for allowing us to build cool stuff for all these years.
Rick Lee, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to move on to our next inductee. When searching for the early examples of wake surfing portrayed through the media, all roads led to one guy, our next Hall of Fame inductee. Growing up in Southern California, he was both a consummate surfer and an accomplished 3-event water skier. In high school, he and his brother would train daily on the slalom course and jump ramp. Afterwards, they'd take leisurely surf sessions behind the boat, teaching him the skills that he would later make him world-renowned. By 1963, he was considered among the best all-around skiers in the U.S., and his talents were coveted by Cypress Gardens, where he would enter into the realm of show skiing. Much like at home, he would take a leisurely surfing set behind the showboat once practice was over, and it immediately caught the eye of the show director, who quickly inserted his act as a part of their regular ski show. He would surf both individually as well as with female partners, and he preferred overhead presses and other maneuvers that amazed the crowd. Coastal surfing had already become a cultural phenomenon in America, and the media was quick to seize upon this new version of surfing behind the boat and the sports news star. He was frequently hired for photo shoots, where he'd often be paired with a major celebrity whom he would take for a tandem wake surf session. He was even a part of a 4-person wake surfing photo shoot where they all dressed like the Beatles to promote the British invasion. In all, he's been shown wake surfing on dozens of national and international news programs and countless print media publications. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the father of wake surfing and the next member of the Wake Sports Hall of Fame, Gary Warren. Congratulations, Gary.
Wow. Is everybody having fun tonight? I'm really honored by this award and being recognized. And let me get this out of the way first. I want to thank some people that are the reason I'm here tonight. The nominating committee for the Wakeboard and Water Ski Hall of Fame. Tommy Phillips, Chris Bank, Jim Emmons, and all of the other people on the nominating committee. There, I got that out of the way. I also want to thank my mom and dad, who's the reason I'm here, and they got me into all of the water sports that I'm in. God bless you, Mom and Dad. And my wife of 52 years, Carol, who's been with me all through this adventure. One other person, a long old-time friend, was Mr. Richard Dick Pope Sr. He was the founder of Cypress Gardens, and I met him after a couple weeks of working at Cypress Gardens in the shows. He called me into his office and he said, "Hey, aren't you that California kid with the blonde hair?" I said, "Yeah, I guess I am." He says, "Come on in here, I want to talk to you." I sat down. He had a grand office. He had stars all over the walls in there. A couple years before that, they had done the movie Easy to Love with Esther Williams. And I was just in awe. And he said, "So you're from California, were you a surfer?" I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "When we couldn't water ski, we always had the ocean close by. And so we surfed." And he said, "Have you ever surfed behind a boat?" I said, "Well, we did that a little bit, but I said there was no wake. You could ride along, we'd fill up the boat with people, and we could do a little bit of it. You could go for a while." He said, "I tell you what, I want you to come in tomorrow morning, right at sunrise." He says, "We are going to blow your mind with a wake that you have never seen before." So the next morning I showed up. We loaded a couple boards into the big picture boat at Cypress Gardens, the Miss Cover Girl. I hopped in the water with one of the boards. They threw me a rope. The boat took off and I pulled out to the side, get away from the wake. And then I cut back into the wake, caught the wake right away, threw the rope into the boat, and I went over a mile down the lake. There's photographers in there taking pictures of me and surfing back and forth, cutting up and down the wake. And they had people out there just holding on and riding the wakes, but I was doing things that they never did. And at the end of the run, all the photographers started cheering. And I'm going, "What?" I'm just doing what I do. I took another run back the other way. The boat this time, I thought I'd try to cross the wake. I had about a 12-foot board. Now, trying to cut across the wake with a 12-foot board and the high transom on the boat, it's not that easy. But I figured it out. I was pretty good at that. And we got back, and later that day, Mr. Pope called me into his office, and he said, I got to show you the pictures. And he had all the proofs from the photo session. And he really liked what we did, but he says, I got to tell you something. You're surfing and you've just got your hands down here. He says, you look too easy. He says, you've got to get your hands up and balance like this so you make it look a little harder. So I followed his lead and I did that. And in the 2 years that I was there, they probably took a couple thousand pictures of me surfing behind that boat. They went all over the world. And I don't know if that ever had an influence on others as far as what they do now, but I'm blown away by what done. I mean, I'm not worthy. These guys are just cranking these things. Of course, they've got these cool little surfboards, and I had this, my best one was an 8-foot board. So I'm jealous. But I don't necessarily consider myself a pioneer in this sport. I was just at the right place at the right time, having fun, and God sent me here. And I tell people about what I did back in those days, and I say, well, in another life. What a life. Thank you.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Gary Warren right there. The dude literally invented wake surfing, people. Unbelievable. What a friggin' legend. All right, all y'all, we are down to our final 2 inductees of the evening. So we would definitely love if you guys would listen up. Our next inductee certainly showed her versatility in her 25 plus years participating in the wake sports industry. Her path to the Hall began when she started working for another Hall of Famer, Bill Porter, at Performance Ski and Surf. She had a natural inclination towards sales and was outstanding when it came to communicating with customers to find out what equipment they needed. She met with all the regional sales reps to learn all she could about the latest and greatest products available, and she had a passion for retail. She was concurrently immersing herself in the competitive scene that would ultimately lead her around the world over her 15-year pro career. And she worked so hard, and the strong results, well, they started rolling in. Internationally, she became a 2-time European Women's Champion, the Australian Pro Tour Champion, and the IWSF World Wakeboard Champion. In the States, she was a multiple-time X Games invitee, a Gravity Games competitor, and she won the Pro Women's Division at the Brendel Invitational. Throughout her career, she was also recognized for her strong outreach to the wakeboarding public. She once again absorbed all she could, and her ability to convey this made her an elite-level instructor. She not only offered private instruction, but she spent several years traveling the world, hosting learn-to-ride clinics like the one she produced for her No Boys Allowed riding clinics exclusive for women. Her hard work and dedication have resulted in the doors opening and are welcoming her as our latest Wake Sports Hall of Fame inductee. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Williams!
Hi, guys. I just wanted to say thank you for recognizing me in the Hall of Fame to the committee, as well as a lot of the folks that have put my name in year after year. I really never thought wakeboarding was going to be my life because I started at 27 at Performance, as Dano mentioned, with Bill Porter. I really owe a lot to Bill and a lot of other people like Thomas Gustafson, Mr. One More Time when it comes to photos, giving me an opportunity to go to Europe. So wakeboarding has given me my life, my friends, lifelong friends, and I just want to give back. So for me, women's wakeboarding, that's my passion. And I've turned that now into driving because, as you know, there's a lot of idiots out there. So I started the Confident Captain, teaching people how to drive our boats, how to tow for our water sports, docking, trailering to keep them off the qualified captain. So anyways, I just wanted to say thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys. And I'm still pushing, and thanks.
Guys, give it up for Kathy Williams. All right. Congratulations, Kathy. Folks, we got one more inductee. Before we do that, just a few quick announcements here. For any of the members of the Wake Sports Hall of Fame who are inducted today or tonight, or in the past in general, after we're all done, we want to get all the Wake Sports inductees up here on stage from the past as well as the ones inducted here today. A couple of other things. The Water Sports Industry Association, WSIA, is holding a raffle during Surf Expo this weekend. There's QR codes up by the front with some boards that are available for auction. Please support WSIA in all of their efforts. We also have a Trip wakeboard that we're giving away, a brand new Trip wakeboard that we're giving away right here. There you go. Dang. I would definitely like to win that. If you guys have raffle tickets in your possession, pull them out right now. I'm going to pick a number. If your raffle ticket number is 193-1540, 193-1540, if that's your raffle ticket, please come up and collect your prize. I'll call it out one more time. Pull those red raffle tickets out of your pocket. 193-1540. There's no way, if they aren't here, there's no name on it. All right, sorry about you. We'll keep going until we get one. 193-1487. Congratulations. Come on up, collect your board. Get a photo, dude. Get in there. Come on, Nick. Come on, Greg. Wait, Sherry, where are you going? Get in the photo with Greg here. Congratulations, Sherry. All right, folks, our final inductee is recognized as one of the sport's first pioneers. This Hall of Fame inductee had a positive impact on virtually every level of wakeboarding imaginable. As a member of the Dirty Dozen, he was among the first wave of pro riders to battle for cash prizes during his years as a competitor. He earned many, many accolades, such as US Open Men's 1 champion. Concurrently, he was also the first WWA president overseeing the development of competitive riding and the expansion of its event base. His participation was critical in determining the early direction of the sport. His passion and valuable knowledge as both an athlete and historian led this inductee to the announcer's booth, calling hundreds of live venue wakeboarding contests and educating the crowd as to exactly what was happening on the water. His knowledge and quality of his delivery led to a role as the television host for nearly every major wakeboarding event for a decade, including events such as Pro Wakeboard Tour, the X Games, Vans Triple Crown of Wakeboarding, and so many more. He even held a part in a Kellogg's Frosted Flakes TV commercial, commentating a pass for a wakeboarding Tony the Tiger. This Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement recipient was also incredibly active and successful as a regional sales rep for several water sports companies, and he's built his territory from the ground up, hosting wakeboard clinics and contests, relentlessly traveling to his retailers and educating their sales staff on his product lines. This legendary Hall of Fame inductee was the first water sports sales rep to exceed $1 million in annual sales. Please welcome our final 2021 Wake Sports Hall of Fame inductee as a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Todd Wetherill.
Wow, I am so blown away by the event. Mike, great job. I'm really blown away that everyone showed up. I can't believe I'm standing in front of you guys again. It's been a long time. There are a lot of people I want to thank. I really, truly want to start with Tommy Phillips. I came to his shop in the late 80s. I found a wakeboard through Jimmy Redmond, and we actually started something really special. Tommy, I appreciate what you've done for the Wakeboarding Hall of Fame and what you've done for us. I also appreciate so much about you. See, I can't stay in one place. I'm free. I want to thank Tommy also for pushing us and building something new in the World Wakeboard Association. I want to talk, guys, about Jimmy Redmond, a close friend, Sandy Redmond. Where's she at? Our friends in this industry are lifelong, and our family, our kids will always be family. Lifelong, our kids. And I just really want to thank Jimmy, my best friend, for continuing to innovate, for continuing to push the sport, for continuing to shape, and for continuing to support me as a man. I love you, buddy. Tough to not get emotional. So, when we started this thing, the people that really made this work, people I've got to recognize, are the parents. The parents that brought their kids halfway across the world and invested every dollar they had, and they believed in us with the future of their kids. And they came to every contest that we threw, and I just want to remember a few of those. Conrad Nekrasin. He showed up to every event. Larry Harris. The Harfs, where's Danny at? The Harfs, they went to everything. They were always there. To Susan Hare, she started wakeboarding in Canada, and we would have never made it as an association without her help. God rest her soul. Susan Hare, we remember you, and I'm so glad you were in our lives. And let's talk about the wonderful Betty Bonifay. Yes, ma'am. You believed in us. You really believed in us. You brought your kids, you turned them into legends, but you believed in us when nobody else did. You invested in us, and I'm so glad you brought your kids to this sport. It made such a big difference. There's just too many people to thank, honestly. Plus, I can't read in the dark. I put the old man glasses on. Should I do that? I'm going to do it. I'm going to sport them up, see? Rock those glasses. The most important person tonight that I want to thank was Stacy McElhenney. In the early years, Pat's wife showed up to these contests. She signed everybody in. She took care of us. And God rest her soul, we really thank Stacy McElhenney. Yeah, please give her a round of applause. She did everything for us back then. To Billy McCaffrey, to Kevco, to Doster, to all the guys from the magazines that enshrined our athletes literally in the history of this deep sport. I appreciate every bit of the time you gave this sport, you guys. Woo. You know, I have to thank the next generation of coaches that really just took us to another level. Goforth, Ferraro, Rayleigh, Briscoe. You guys groomed the best champions we've ever had. Insane. You know it. Also today, thank you, sir. I want to talk about the great Benzelli. Where is Dave Benzel? Is he here tonight? He was here. Dave Benzel welcomed us to the Masters when we were up against a bunch with the 3 eventers. At the time, they wore shirts that said 3 event, not 4. We were under a lot of pressure to go. And man, they just gave us one thing. They gave us Dave Benzel. Dave invited us literally into his arms, and he taught me how to announce, and Dave Benzel did a great job. Another thing about Masters, they gave us one rule, just one. The rule was don't hit the ramp. So what did Parks do? Parks hit the ramp. Hey, and that day, when he hit the ramp, everyone knew wakeboarding had finally arrived. It was pretty cool. On to the water skiers and the jumpers and the trick skiers that joined our dark side, if you will. Schwank, Preble, Farrah Dawson, Andrea, Freddie Kruger, and Jarrett Llewellyn. Hell yeah. R.I.P. friend. We loved him a bunch. The kneeboarders, Jonathan McDonald, Byerly, Starling, and Greg Lawrence that joined our sport. And to Shannon Starling. Let's give it up for Shannon Starling, WWA. Literally a lifetime of volunteer work, and Shannon, we would not be here without you today. To Jamie Reynolds and to Rich Feinberg, who invited our sport onto X Games and took us to primetime television and to network television, which was amazing. One of the best things we've ever had. To Mr. Doug Dunbar, you're a pro, dude. You were the anchor for our sport, not only at X Games, but for the Pro Wakeboard Tour. You're one of the best guys as an ambassador we've had for our sport of all time. Thank you, Doug. We're still close friends. He's actually an anchor now in Dallas. To Jason Stewart, best producer ever made, X Games, Vance Triple Crown, Pro Wakeboard Tour. He made many of you famous. So we reach out today to Jason Stewart, still doing the job. To Jeff Barton, man, I loved being on TV with you, man. We did a Frosted Flakes commercial together. It was off the hook. Unreal. But I don't know if people really know how competitive JB and I were in rental cars. The famous e-brakes, which are not present in any rental cars anymore, are a direct result of the Pro Wakeboard Tour. Honestly. Jeff, you're a pro. I wanted to recognize you tonight because even in the dark times, I started having seizures. And you and Keith Allen took care of me. You literally lied for me so I could keep my TV job. And then next year, when you could have taken it all, you gave it back to me, buddy. And I wanted to recognize you tonight. You're a legend, Jeff Barton. To Jimmy Emmons, bro, you're the best ambassador this sport has ever had. There's more volunteer hours right there than the rest of the industry. I feel it, man. You really keep the faith, keep your stoke. How about to the road warriors that literally went out on the road and trained thousands of retail soldiers for the most amazing specialty retailers that we have that keep this industry alive? That's who we want to recognize tonight, the reps that literally annually sold millions of dollars in their territories, that produced over 30 years hundreds of millions of dollars for this industry. Thank you, reps. Thank you, road warriors. Thank you for the people that started these companies and invested in people like Jimmy Redmond. To the shop owners, to the clinic staff, to the people at the lakes, the cable guys, I have one charge for you tonight. The charge is pay it forward. Continue growing the sport one child, one family, one new stoke at a time. We have a big charge. You must continue to make this sport grow. That's my charge. I thank you so much for this award. I'm so very touched. I love my friends. I love my friends, man. You guys are family. God bless America tomorrow. And God bless wakeboarding.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up one more time for Todd Wetherill. Hey, right now we'd like to get all of the past and present inductees to please come up onto the stage. All past and present Wake Sports Hall of Famers, please come on up to the stage right now. If you are still here with us, once again, please make your way on over here. All Wake Sports inductees from tonight or from the past, if you are in the house, please make your way up here onto the stage. We want to get a group photo with the folks we have here with us right now. Once again, all Wake Sports Hall of Fame inductees, please make your way up here onto the stage. We're still live on webcast, everybody.
I'm taking over right now. And no matter what everybody thinks here, but here's what I can tell you. This guy right here has listened to all your bullshit, and you guys have been talking and been loud all night long, and he's just sitting here trying to do his job and do your due diligence, and you're all just loud assholes, and you're not doing really what you're supposed to do. But that being said, I'm glad you're clapping. You can acknowledge that. But this guy right here, Dano, this guy right here is able to take the crowd and take the bull by the horns. And Dano, you are, I sit and I watch you live stream, and you are the man. And that being said, I love you. I do. I love this guy. He's the best.
He's in love with us all. Jeremy Kovac. Here they are, guys. Give it up for all your Wakeboarding Hall of Famers. There they are, guys, your Wakeboarding Hall of Famers. For any of you guys Wakeboarding Hall of Fame inductees, if you're here in the house, please get up on stage. For those of you guys watching us live on webcast, We've had an awesome time tonight. We really appreciate you. Thank you to Liquid Force and Centurion Boats, the WWA, the Water Ski Broadcast Company, the WSIA, and all the folks. What an amazing night. You guys are beautiful people. We appreciate you all. Again, all Wake Sports Hall of Famers, please come on up here, get on stage for a group photo. You guys have a good night. Peace.